May the gentle soul of Shimiti love rest in perfect peace. Sometimes you need to pray to have some persons, family members, friends, relatives who truly loves you, that will go out of their way just to make sure they render you that needed assistance. Because from the look of things so far, whatever is causing the controversy between the family members and that of the husband is nothing but the properties. Because it's now more glaring to me and to every person's out there. Now, this poster got my attention. Then I have to put some calls across just to find out what is going on. Now, if you check the poster being printed by the family members, it was written Shimite Winifred Nwakalo, then Bello bracketed. Who is Bello? Bello is the ex-husband, the former husband that she was with before she now met Pastor David Love. Now, I make another inquiry because sometimes people mistake being together for marriage. I asked the man what happened. He said the bride price that Mr. Bello paid before was returned. Then before they now went ahead and did the marriage registry and every other thing that entails. If you check my former video, you will discover that their marriage registry pictures, the certificate, everything was the even change of names and all that. Now, in midst of that, if that is a known fact, how come the family members still went ahead trying to push somebody who has long been forgotten, who is never or not in her life as at the time she meted by into her at the moment? It means they just want to drag that person out as if the man is still the legitimate husband in order to push Pastor David Love out of the way. Outside that, this Pastor David and the same Shimite, may her gentle soul rest in perfect peace, have a child, a daughter of 4 years. The day she completed 4 years was on the 17th of April, which eventually was the day Shimite joined her ancestors. Now, where is the child at the moment? The child was whisked out from the house, a child of about 4 years. Through the help of Winifred, who happens to be their house girl, they took that child away. Even the father cannot even know where the child is at the moment. I know a lot of persons might be saying it's not the father. That child was gotten through surrogacy. Now, after the child was given birth to, Shimite did everything to make sure that Pastor David Love is the authentic and biological father, and all the documentations were made so that two of them can raise that child as husband and wife. Now, this is the first change of name they did, which you are seeing at the moment. I formerly known and addressed as Ije Sheila Obiajulu, now wish to be known and addressed as Love Sheila Oluwa Sayo Obiajulu Uyo. Former document remain valid. General public whom it may concern to please note. Now, after that, they did birth certificate, which is not fake, which you are seeing at the moment. Birth certificate, registration center, Maitama District, Abuja Hospital. Now, this is to certify that birth details of which are recorded herein has been registered on the 27th of January 2024 at this registration center, Maitama District Hospital. Full name, Love Sheila Oluwasayo, says female, date of birth 17th April 2021, place of birth hospital, locality of birth Asaba Delta State. Full name of mother, Love Winifred Shimite. Full name of father, Love David Favor. Place of issue, Maitama District. Name of registrar, Obina Prince Wi. Hospital, date 29th January 2024. This is the certificate. Now, as we speak, the same Pastor David Love did not know the whereabouts of that child. And as we speak, they are doing everything possible just to take him out of the way and put it on the heir's husband as the legitimate husband that they know. Why are they doing this? If you check properly, the first write-up, or rather what I read, according to the publication, an interview they had with Sahara reporters, few hours after the woman joined her ancestors, All they keep telling the world is that the man changed every of the woman's property to his name. How did they know that? You are shouting, you are crying that instead of you to be more concentrate on what really by the lady or how to make sure that they gave her a befitting burial. All they were after is the property, the names and all that. So how did you know the name were changing? Did the woman have a will to that effect that after reading it, you now discover that everything was will to the man, or what? A woman who had a daughter, 4 years old daughter, I believe what they should be very much concerned about is how to make sure that things are done properly. If truly, probably somebody by her, of which autopsy was done, the man who was suspected that was the one that by the wife, autopsy came out and exonerated him that it wasn't his own making. Everything that happened was reported. Now the autopsy is being kept in a very dark cooler without making it known to the public. I want to beg once again, Delta State Governor, I want to beg the Nigeria Police Force. Injustice to this man might not just be an injustice to him alone. It will be a thing that will linger for so long that others might copy and emulate. Because from the way things are going, it is practically obvious that whatever is causing the misunderstanding today is just the property. Why are they after the woman's property? Why are they attacking Pastor David? If you recall very well, the child they had is through surrogacy. It means the woman was finding it difficult before to have her own child by herself through the normal process of having it. And this happens to be one of the reasons why some of our sisters, even brothers out there, you will leave your country, travel to Europe, sacrifice yourself just to make sure that the family is doing well. Build so many houses for yourself. But for you to be able to stand your ground and have your own family, have your husband, it will be a heavy task that they cannot achieve. Sometimes if you look at it critically, you will discover that spiritually and otherwise, their family will make sure that they never have a wife or have husband they can call their own. Because the moment you now begin to have your own nuclear family, it goes to show that that help you have been giving to your family members before, it might also reduce to 50%, if possible, even 25%. As a result of that, they don't want it. They just want you to be there for them all the rest of your lives. You will see a situation whereby your younger one's children, they will now be imposing them on you as your own biological sons or daughters. You that is still watching me, have it at the back of your mind, no matter how that child is close to you, it is never yours. There's nothing like having yours. And this has been one of the deceptive attitude they have been imposing in some places like this. Because it's quite obvious now that Timothy was somebody who was giving out to family members. The moment Pastor David Love came into her life, the man now began to help her to plan and how to move on in life. And some of those benefits, some of them were getting before, they were never getting it. I believe that happened to be the reasons why some of them hate him so much. To an extent, somebody who happens to be a member or a stepbrother to Shimite, who happens to be a legal practitioner that's supposed to know more, and now behaving as if maybe they don't care anymore. If Nigeria were to be a place where spirituality should be investigated by police, I believe Nigeria police supposed to call the family members, carry them go juju, make them go swear. Because from the way things are going, almost like if this person not buy, we can't have access to the property. Because if not, you guys supposed to be money. You guys supposed to sit together, plan together, move together, do things together. Instead, a man who marry una sister, marriage registry, certificate dey there, the ex-husband, they return the diary. They will see they carry the name, they attach the woman name for poster. If not for the sake of peace, the person who designed this poster, who give approval of it, they're supposed to arrest them. But they are impersonating. Where will Bello be there when the man he got married to is still alive and they never divorced before the woman died? So I want Nigerians out there to look into this properly. Whatever propaganda they are doing at the moment, taking the condolence register to their house and people are now paying their condolence visit, where the woman stayed before he died is now lonely, locked under lock and key. is a thing Nigeria cannot accept, and we shouldn't condole it. Nigeria Police Force, I have to beg you guys, come into this. If Pastor David Love is found wanting in any way, give him the desired punishment. But if it is not, do not, because of the fact that the man has his own calling. As a result of that, you just want to blackmail him and put him to a state of disrepute in order for you to achieve your aims. I believe Nigerians should lend their voice and say no to it. But now this kind of thing, I talk just now, say they happen to our people out there. First will work finish. All of a sudden, when it's time for you to marry, this relative who they talk say, hey, I too like you, I too love you, they go send you to early grave, so that that man will not have access to the property, so that the property can come back to them, because they know the moment you marry, everything that has to do with the man or the woman's property, now he and his wife, now go eventually the controller go enjoy. So some of them that are desperate, who might be hypocritical, smile to you, but in the dark, they are doing everything just to make sure that they end your life and collect your property. They are always there. So I believe this might be one of those reasons. If not, autopsy come out, una see and say not be the mark buyer. So why try to do some kind of burial, memorial, inviting dignitaries from all walks of life? So once again, I want to urge the Nigeria Police Force. I want to urge Nigeria government. I want to urge Delta State government. Everybody out there, lend your voice towards this. Let this injustice never persist. I'm not doing any of this simply because I just want to support the man who happens to be Pastor David Love. I'm doing it because it can happen to anybody. I got the information from somewhere. I decided to weigh in and investigate thoroughly, because so many wrong narratives were carried out when the news broke up. And today, the issue is now taking another shape and another turn. Let the Nigeria Police Force come in and demand for the autopsy. And if confirmed that the man does not have anything that has to do with the buy of Shimite Love, this man has to be brought in and let him mourn his wife the way it should be, without causing any controversy in the family. Material things, property and material things, use hand touch and you live na it be. Like I always tell some persons, in this life, the only thing that are so paramount and important now what you eat, roof over your head, and cloth where you wear. Outside those things, the rest will not matter. And I don't believe, say, Pastor David Love is that poor that he cannot feed himself or roof over his head and cloth where he won't wear. So it's not that a material thing. But let's begin to put a square peg in a square hole. Let's not blackmail him in order for them to get what they want. If property is what you want, get it the way it's supposed to be. Don't blackmail him, so that it will be on record that after una sister buy na property una go dey drag, collect them from somebody who not do una sister. And as for the record, before una dey take any step further, doing of burial and every other thing, una get them for mind say we are still living in a country that is being governed by law. All the documentations are there. Whatever anybody is doing, have it at the back of your mind. By tomorrow, the law now works against you. Don't cry, meet anybody, say Nigeria is doing you. Now you do yourself. Because if you get sense, you suppose know, say, for a man to go do registry, this poor girl of about 4 years, he changed the name to the man's name without coercing the wife to change it to his name. The woman willingly did that. And today, somebody who have a document to that effect that that child now young, he don't know where to carry the child go. They go do unto now. Anyway, whatever you think, drop your comment in the comment section once again, share and follow the page. For the record, may her gentle soul rest in perfect peace. And I wish you that is watching me that you will not have somebody who just want you to buy so that in order for him or her to inherit your property.